Su-34, a name we hear more and more, not only in the news, but also on the modern battlefield. This tactical bomber has become a symbol of how Russia is not just holding on, but rising in the middle of a long and brutal war. Its newest variant, the Su-34M, brings significant upgrades. Modern avionics, next-generation radar, reinforced electronic warfare systems, and compatibility with precision-guided weapons. But what truly matters is not just the technology. What makes the world pay attention is the fact that this aircraft is now rolling off the line in mass production. In the city of Novosibirsk, the Napo-Chkalov plant runs around the clock. Under the United Aircraft Corporation, Su-34M production lines are working day and night. Every year, batch after batch is delivered to the Russian aerospace forces. Before the war, only about a dozen units were produced annually. Now, that number has doubled, up to 30 units a year. This is no longer limited production. This is serial mass production. In other words, Russia has managed to keep its industrial rhythm, even though the West believed sanctions would bring everything to a halt. The opposite has happened. Su-34M production proves that Russia's defense industry still has teeth, still able to pump power into the skies. But Su-34M is not just about factory numbers. In the skies over Ukraine, this jet is known for carrying a weapon that has now become its trademark: FAB bombs with UMPK kits. Old Soviet dumb bombs like the FAB-500 and FAB-1500 are being transformed into guided glide bombs through folding wing modules and GLONASS satellite guidance. From high altitude and safe distances, the Su-34M can release these bombs, and they glide for dozens of kilometers toward their targets. The result? A devastating mix of volume, destructive power, and cost efficiency. With FAB-UMPK, Russia doesn't need to waste expensive guided bombs like the KAB series. Instead, it uses massive Soviet stockpiles, upgrades them, and turns them into precision strike weapons at a fraction of the cost. This is exactly why Russian airstrikes have become harder and harder to stop. For Ukraine, the presence of Su-34M is a major challenge. Every sortie, every strike, forces Kyiv to fire Patriot, Iris-T, or NASAMS missiles. And as we know, those interceptor stocks are not unlimited. Meanwhile, Russia can keep producing FAB bombs in massive quantities and keep launching them endlessly. This is the essence of mass production: stamina. With Su-34M rolling out fast and with FAB bombs upgraded into glide weapons, Russia can maintain the intensity of its air campaign without quickly draining its resources. Now, let's look ahead. If this production tempo continues, Russia could add hundreds of Su-34s in the coming decade. That would make it one of the largest tactical bomber fleets in the world, not only for the war in Ukraine, but to secure Russian air dominance well into the 2030s. Of course, challenges remain. Advanced avionics components are still difficult to source under sanctions, and quality control must be maintained under the pressure of faster production. But today, the facts speak for themselves. Aircraft are still leaving the factory, batch after batch, and flying into combat units. Clearly, the Su-34M is more than just a warplane. It is proof that Russia's industrial base still stands strong. That even as the West tries to cut off access, Russia can still deliver modern combat aircraft in significant numbers, and more than that, the Su-34M, together with FAB-UMPK bombs, has become a symbol of Russia's pragmatic innovation. Take what you already have, modify it, and turn it into a weapon that is both effective and feared. So every time we hear news of a new Su-34M batch leaving Novosibirsk, or reports of FAB bombs slamming into distant targets inside Ukraine, we are witnessing the direct result of mass production. This is the face of Russia's modern war, an industry that keeps moving, tactics that keep adapting, and the belief that numbers, combined with innovation, can still decide the battlefield. The Su-34M and the FAB bomb are not just weapons, they are a message. A message that Russia is not only surviving, but pressing forward. Every new delivery from Novosibirsk shows that Russia's defense industry is still alive, still producing advanced aircraft, and still shaping the future of its air power. And every FAB-UMPK strike across the front lines reminds the world that numbers, combined with adaptation, can rewrite the rules of modern warfare. This is more than hardware. It's a statement of endurance, a statement of resilience, and, perhaps, a warning. Because while the West counts sanctions and restrictions, Russia counts aircraft and bombs rolling out in batches. That difference alone could define not only the outcome of today's war, but the balance of power for the decade to come. So, when we talk about the Su-34M, we are not just talking about a plane. We are talking about a symbol of Russia's ability to mobilize its past, upgrade its present, and prepare for its future. A reminder that in war, stamina is as powerful as technology. This content is created solely for educational and informational purposes. It is intended to provide insights based on verified data, credible sources, and careful analysis. Our goal is to foster a deeper understanding of modern military technology and current events, not to promote or endorse any form of conflict, propaganda, or political agenda. We strictly oppose the spread of misinformation and hoaxes. Every piece of information presented has been carefully sourced from reliable, publicly available references. We encourage viewers to approach the topic with critical thinking and respect for all sides involved, maintaining a focus on knowledge sharing and open discussion.